What's your name?
Slim Sirnes from Goldfield, Nevada, with recycled aluminum art.
Okay, and what's the name of your vehicle?
Just recycled.
Uh,
Everything you see is made out of the common aluminum can. I weave things out of aluminum. In fact, this chair right here.
I like that chair.
One of these chairs is in the Santa Fe International Folk Art Museum, and I tell everybody I left my lawn chair at the museum and they hung it on the wall. I've been fooling around with this stuff about 6 years. I don't know what I'm doing. I just go ahead and do it anyway.
so that's how old this vehicle is 6 years?
About six and a half years.
Okay, I do remember you were up at Burning Man this year, weren't you? Because that's where you developed the burning, I guess a cross up there with the man is representative of that.
And it's interesting, this is my second time at Burning Man. Last year I went up there. I'm also a newspaper columnist for a small paper, and I kept hearing of all those hassles the bureaucrats were giving them. So I thought, hey, this would make a heck of a story. So I went up there with my press pass, tried to bullshit my way in, and I was treated like all the rest of the media, and I had a ball. I saw what a terrific thing it was. I tried to bring the Burning Man to Goldfield, Nevada, and that was a whole can of worms. The moral majority really raised equity. But I'm a strong supporter of the Burning Man because it gives us people with artistic bent a chance to do something. The same way with this art car phenomena. Here, we can gather together. We're not alone, I'll put it that way. And I just have, well, you're meeting people that are doing something, and it was really interesting. I didn't drive this on the tour, but I rode along with someone else, and just driving around San Francisco, we were bringing smiles to people's faces. You know, here they're all standing on corners looking glum, and we'd pass by, and all of a sudden, the faces would light up. So I guess we're doing our part.
Definitely. So you what were you saying about Burning Man as far as the press problems? I mean, not the press problems, but you said you entered the Burning Man as a press person?
I thought, I'm also very active in stopping nuclear testing and nuclear waste transportation. And I thought, I heard of a bunch of people that were being hassled by the government, and I thought this would be a very interesting subject to bring up to my readers. And as I thought, well, heck, if the government is trying to treat these people like this, it should be known. That's one of the, I don't know what are you, one of the TV stations or just?
We're public access.
Okay. Unfortunately, our media doesn't really put the news out as it should.
True.
And in my column, I have freedom to express my views and bring up points that the average reader isn't aware of. Heck, one incident we had, I'll bet you guys didn't know that a rocket went astray at the Nevada test site. It landed 3 miles from my house. We were the only newspaper to cover it. United, or AP, UPS, and all the other media things. There's just a short little blurb. The Department of Energy came up and really was apologizing, and I didn't make myself very popular. I asked them, well, if you were aware within 3 seconds of your launch that it was going off course, why didn't you destruct? They said, well, it wasn't cost effective to put a destruct mechanism on there.
Yeah.
But had the thing landed 3 miles short, it would have hit our small town. Or if it had gone another 10 miles, it would hit another little town.
So you're from Nevada, right? This is
Nevada, which was once the largest city in Nevada. We had over 30,000 people. At today's prices, they took almost $2 billion worth of gold out of there. There's about 300 people living there now, and in the entire county, there's only about 1,600 people. It's really a nice place. there's no, there are building codes and restrictions on the book, but nobody enforces it. If you want to build something, you go ahead and build it. If it stands up, fine. If it falls down, why, hey, that's your...
So what inspired you to create these vehicles here?
Okay, this vehicle is actually an afterthought. I was trying to build a suit of armor out of aluminum cans. I built solar heaters out of aluminum cans. I saw a suit of armor. I thought that'd be a nice thing to have, not having one. So I started to make one. It really didn't come out well, but I ended up with some little strips of aluminum. I thought, I wonder if you could weave those. So I took a pair of scissors and made a little trowel patch, which I wish I'd saved. And I saw that it was possible. So then I designed a tool, or actually two tools. The first one didn't work for anyway. But then I devised a tool where I can actually unwind a can. Now what I'm doing is not necessarily new. People have been weaving for thousands of years. Basically what I'm doing is using or just different material. So then after I designed this tool, then I did the traditional Indian basket weaving jazz. But that took too long, so I've built 3 different looms where I weave it on a loom now. And I'm just learning what I can do with it.
So you've been working with aluminum for only about 6 or 7 years?
Yeah, something like that.
Did you ever get the suit of armor made?
No, it's still sitting there.
And what was your motivation for developing a suit of armor?
I didn't have one.
And did you feel like you needed one out there in the Nevada desert or Nevada?
I'm probably the only guy in Nevada that has a rickshaw sitting in his backyard.
That has a what?
A rickshaw.
Oh, okay. I can't quite remember at the moment what a rickshaw is, but
this is a 2-wheel vehicle. It's generally associated with the Asian countries where some coolie
now I
pulls along somebody.
Yeah.
And,
something that you pull someone along with.
Yeah.
So there was quite a few rickshaws out at Burning Man this year, I remember as well.
Yeah, and I hate to say it, but their designs were completely wrong. The reason I got involved with the rickshaw was I read of some character in Pittsburgh that had one. He was making $60 a day with it. And I thought this would be an ideal thing for Las Vegas. So I was waiting for a job to open up. And I'm wandering around in Vegas, and I see the police station, so I walk in and ask him, what's the codes and restrictions on rickshaws? And the guy looked at me rather oddly, and he says, well, there are none. So then he said, what I would have to do is go before the Traffic and Planning Commission. And he gave me the address. So I typed up a letter and sent it in. I didn't think anything about it. Happened to catch it on the tube that all of a sudden I had an appointment one afternoon to appear before the Traffic and Planning Commission. So I had given it a little bit of thought, and I go down there and I told them what I intended to do, and they did like every government body, they postponed it till the next meeting. So then I thought, well, you should hear you're talking about a rickshaw. It would be a challenge to build one. So I built one I was in an uptight trailer park where you're not allowed to build anything. And I built a rickshaw right underneath the manager's nose, and he never saw it until the day of the hearing. The TV crew came out, and here I am with the rickshaw. So I go, it was kind of neat. I was third on the agenda, and I figured, hey, great, I can listen to all these other dudes present their cases, and this will give me some information. And then the secretary says, we're going to call it out of order. Mr. Sirnes, you're first. So anyway, I get up and I did my pitch. Now in the audience, there's about 10, 15 people all sitting there in business suits, and I assumed that these were on the other matters. So after I had done my pitch, how I was going to have insurance and college kids would tow it, and I'd tow it, and we had a route all planned where it wouldn't interfere with traffic, and it'd be a great photo op. The chairman of the board Yes, are there any comments from the audience? And all these 15 people stood up. They represented the tour buses, the taxi companies, the bus line. They thought I was going to cut into their... And like every government entity, they passed the buck along where I had to go to Carson City. And by that time, I got involved in some other projects, but I ended up with a rickshaw, which has gone through several metamorphoses. One being I put a bathtub on it, and I figured, hey, this would be really good sailing, fun sell point, where, say you wanted to go to an appointment, you wanted to get there fresh and clear, you could be taking a bath on the way. It just grows, and it's turned into a, then it was a mobile news unit. You've seen these things come out to the event where they got satellite dishes and all that jazz. We set up a phony satellite dish. Our communication system was 2 tin cans on a string, and I interviewed the governor of Nevada at the time. He's a senator now, and I had a real good-looking gal holding the other end of the can with the string, and being a politician, he couldn't pass out, pass it by. No, it's a lot of fun. And as I say, it's going through a metamorphic period. It's also the next step was they had an off-road race where the idiots go through the wilderness trying to get from point A to B. I talked to the sponsor of the race, and half an hour before the first car came through, I was around the bend, and here I come running, pulling this rickshaw. We were the first official vehicle through on the race. And now it's turned into a mobile can crusher.
A mobile can crusher?
Yeah. Are you familiar with Rube Goldberg?
With who?
Rube Goldberg. He was the cartoonist of yesteryear that would build fantastic, complicated machines that really didn't.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I built this on the same order as Rube Goldberg would do it. Anytime it started to make logical sense, why, I'd have to change it.
To make sure it stayed illogical?
Yeah.
Or,
it's a fun project. I've got it sitting in the backyard. Actually, it would fit in real well here.
Oh, yeah. Does everything here, I assume, must be motorized?
It's a good question, no. Yeah, I guess it would have to be motorized here because, hey, you got to get her.
How did you hook up with everybody here at the ArtFest?
Okay, I think I mentioned something about Santa Fe, the museum buying some of my nonsense. They invited me over there. They paid me mileage and everything else. I had the pickup truck with a weird camper on it, and when I was there was a bunch of art car people there, and hey, I saw these were a lot of fun, so it just evolved where I started doing things, and all of a sudden here I am.
All right.
I'm a student of serendipity. I don't know if you're familiar with the word. This is, hey, things happen, and if you take advantage of them, it really leads, it builds. And just like today, I also give classes to kids on how to make little animals and odds and ends. And it's really neat. A couple school teachers came up, and I gave them the basic background, so hey, my nonsense would be carried on by kids.